Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm just having another quiet time in the house, so I'm working on these tanks again. Thought I'd just jump on here and see if anybody's interested in having a watch and having a chat maybe. So yeah, if you've tuned into a few of these beforehand, sort of working on a big load of guard tanks, which are slowly coming together. I'm pretty happy with how they're coming out so far. There is still some more to do, but we are getting there. Yeah, so I'm sort of working on a few bits and pieces at the moment, sort of blocking out some of the black areas and yeah, right now just adding some weathering and stuff to the guns, to the main guns anyway. So I'm just basically airbrushing on some thin downed Agrax Earthshade at the moment, which is just gonna slowly build it up on the barrels, and it will give a nice sort of worn, scorched look. But yeah, having good fun painting these. It's been a really nice project so far. It's yeah. So yeah, as I said, it's just sort of just very slowly building up that wash along the barrels, kind of trying to concentrate it more towards the ends, and I'll follow that up with some black as well, just kind of finish it off. But I can show you. Where is it? I've got one which was already done down here somewhere. I can find it. Bear with me one moment. What have I done with that? No, it's in the pile somewhere. I'll find that later. Not to worry. Yeah, so again, just sort of very slowly building this up. I do this on all the main cannons as well, on each one. I'm trying to keep it reasonably subtle. Just want to get that blend between the end and the main blue. So hopefully you can see that it's coming out okay. But yeah, so I'll finish that off with some black as well on the end, and it'll sort of give the impression of sort of damage and stuff to the end of the barrel from the heat. What have I done with that other barrel? Oh well. So there's that one. And then we'll be doing the same on the big plasmas, which I'm painting separately. This is not attached onto it, so I can, because I've sort of prepped this ready with the white ink, and that'll go on and have a glow effect when it's all done. But I need to do a few other bits and pieces before I can put that colour on. But hopefully that'll look quite nice when it's done. Nice sort of a bright red, almost sort of up to orange glow, I think, to kind of contrast against the blue of the armour. This is a nice, easy effect to do as well. If you have, well, difficult to do without an airbrush, but if you have an airbrush, then just this little bit of that brown wash on the end, quite thin, and just building it up nice and slowly. to these. You can start to get the idea as well. It'll sort of show up better once it's all dried. And yeah, it's been a fun little project. They are coming along quite nicely. I'm very happy with them at the moment. So I'm going to do the same again. What are you making this me? They are. These are Imperial Guard tanks. So yeah, there's 6 of these, or sort of all different ones. I'm just slowly working through the painting process of them. We need something to cover this up, so I've got a bit of. I didn't spread that wash everywhere. This is the problem when you have all these bits already glued in. Oh, I spilt a load everywhere. Oh, barely. Sorry, I've just knocked the airbrush and I've just knocked some paint over it. Just been 1 second, I'll be back. Right, apologies, I'm back. Yeah, so just in case you just joined, that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just sort of working my way through some of these barrels. Again, that's not finished. That will have another some more black over it, but just to give some scorching and everything to the end of each barrel. So yeah. It's subtle at first, but it will slowly build up. Oh, the trick is just to have this quite thin, and just allow it to. Although it's gone a bit too thick there. We can tidy that up. A little bit more difficult when it's on already built, but it's still doable. And it's going to have another layer of black over the top of it anyway, so it's any mistakes will get covered up and tidied up a little bit. So leave that one to dry for a second. Let's move on to the next one. So, oh, hang on, there we go. So that's essentially what we're going for at the end. So slightly more black towards the end of each barrel. That's the one I couldn't find. Right, so onto this one. Hopefully you can see that. But yeah, just the trick is just to try to build up quite slowly, but allow each layer to dry and then add another one and kind of have it blending back down towards the away from the end of the barrel. It's a nice effect, and just having some of the just the translucence of it and keeping the blue still showing through slightly. And then we got another one. There's quite a few of these to go through. There's 6 in total. This is just, there's a lot of the work's already been done, which is quite nice. And they are slowly coming together. I think I'll probably have all 6 of them done, at least by next weekend, I think, anyway. Can you see that? We've got them in the right place. There you go. You see, I've already just sort of got some similar effects on the back there as well. But there's still quite a bit more to do. Look at that, that's sort of dried out, so you can start to see that scorching effect now. So yeah, just going to quickly clean the airbrush, put some different colours in there. I'll be 2 seconds. Okay, so next step will be to add some black to that. Not too bothered about cleaning it entirely, because if they mix slightly, it's not the end of the world. A little bit of black and a bit of brown together. And here we go. So yeah, next step will be to add the black to the end of those barrels as well, just to kind of finish them off. I'm going to be quite subtle with this. So yeah, it's subtle, but it does you can see it. It does make a difference. As you see there, I've got the replacement aerials, which I stuck a video up earlier today showing how that was done. If you're interested, there's another video up there just showing how those were done, because yeah, the ones you get in the kit always snap. They're not strong enough and they're very flimsy, and yeah, they break every time. So just thought I'd replace those. Again, bear with me 1 minute while I clear this out. Saying that, I think I still need to do one more, so we won't clear that out just yet. Go back to this guy. And also yeah, I'm going to do the same thing at the end of the exhaust as well, just to add some scorching to that as well. Add to the weathering on the back here. It's subtle, but you can start to see it anyway. So that's where this one is up to that stage there. Still needs some more work to do. It needs an oil wash over this and to shade everything down, and there's some more detail, but it's nearly there now. That one's nearly done. And obviously all the tracks need to be done afterwards as well. That's another step. Which thankfully they're separate. If you ever build tanks, always put the set. Always keep the tracks off. Do them separately. got a very slight blockage here. And yeah, same again on this one. Hopefully you can slightly see the difference now. And then one more. I did it. Need a bigger desk with all these. So yeah, Danny's cleaning out now, but I'll worry about that in a moment. As long as it's got some cleaner in it, it'll be fine. Last thing I want to do is leave paint in there. But I'll leave that for a minute to dissolve any paint that's stuck inside. Oh, take this mask off now. Right, so the next thing I need to do is to continue blacking out all these extra little bits and pieces. In fact, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the barrels. Just need to quickly make up a palette, so I'll be 2 seconds. Won't be long. So I am still here. I'm just sorting a palette out. It won't be a moment. The other one will completely run out of space. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh, hey Chris, how are you? Are you still there? Yeah, as you can see, doing some more work on them. They're coming along quite well. I'm pretty happy with them so far. If you're still there. Now, I'm going to paint in the barrels. I can't do that with the airbrush. Oh, that's far too wet, isn't it still? Oh well, that'll do. Yeah, I'm good. Just another sort of rare opportunity. We've got the empty house, so I thought I would jump on here again. Yeah, I've been sort of I've got quite a lot done over the last couple of days. And there isn't actually that much more to do, really. I've got to put the rest of the decals on, varnish everything, do an oil wash, and then the metallics. And I think that's more or less it. There's a few other, I mean, there might be a few other bits and pieces, but I think that's pretty much it, really. So yeah, coming along quite nicely. Oh, and the snow effect as well. I need to put snow on them after everything's done. That was the other thing. I knew there was something else. I knew there was another step. So yeah, snow at the end, and like the lenses and things like that as well. But yeah, said I reckon this time, at least this time next week they'll be done. and then they can go home to their owner. And it's really, working on these has really got me wanting to redo a load of mine as well. I painted up, I've got, oh hang on, I've got one here actually. These are a few of my own ones. So yeah, I painted these up. These are like the first things I did when I got back into things about 4 or 5 years ago, I think now, something like that. And yeah, I think I'm quite happy with them. They're not, I just think I could do more with them now. So I might give them a repaint. You're away for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, that's all good. I'm going to just keep going on them regardless until just get them finished. Now I'm on a bit of a roll with them. So if I stop, I'll start working on something else. I'll lose momentum, So I'm just going to get them done and get them boxed up. And if they're not ready to send back, I'll just hold on to them until they are. But yeah, it's definitely maybe want to kind of do some work on my own ones, or I don't know. The other thing I was thinking is maybe sell my own one. Those tanks that I worked on ages ago, and use the money to buy a couple of replacements. And start from scratch. That way I can kind of do a bit more with them. I mean, they're not badly painted or anything. I mean, I quite like them, but then I'm just going to create myself a load of more work for myself. So maybe that's not a good idea. We'll see. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I definitely prefer if we can do a lot of stuff, these bigger projects like this, sort of just working on bigger, like the big tanks and stuff, and it's rather than doing like lots of infantry or something like that. If I'm kind of working to getting it done on a deadline or whatever, it's just less stressful. Because there's not as many steps to do, and you can do a lot more with the airbrush and stuff, and just a bit more forgiving. So yeah, that will need a second coat in a bit. And then some highlights and stuff as well. And then I might have to go back over and do some more weathering over the top. So I really should have done that before I did the weathering, but that's fine. Just want to get the photos, the website, socials need to be done. Yeah, man, it's all good. As I said, I'll just hold on to them until you're back, and then stick them all in there. Then stick them back in the posts. Not a problem. Yeah, I'll just get them boxed up and put them away for a bit. Yeah, I was going to do a different colour for the barrels, but then I thought it might be quite nice to keep it the same as that little spot colour that's on the front of all of them. Keep everything looking a bit more uniform. Because otherwise it's a lot of blue. Otherwise, it just helps to break it up a little bit. And yeah, this will definitely need a bit more spray on those washes over the top to blend it all in together. Because I definitely should have done this first. But it's fine. Yeah, I'll add a bit of weathering and stuff to these when they're done. Chip them up a bit and blend them into the rest of the tank. I'm definitely a convert to these Pro Acryl paints as well. I've not used them before until this, because it was on the I needed them for this scheme, and they're really nice to work with. I'm gonna find some money and get a few buy a few more at some point, because they work really well. They're really good through an airbrush. Yeah, definitely recommend them. They work really well. Sent you a message on Discord. Okay, yeah, no worries. I'll have a look at that in a bit when I'm done on this. Not a problem. There we go, 40 minutes now. All right, well, I'll do it for a bit longer. The baby's asleep upstairs, so if she wakes up, I'll have to disappear anyway. We'll see. She's been really struggling with sleeping recently. Having to spend hours trying to get her to sleep at night. Oh god, this is awkward. Trying to get in there. God. Very awkward. Oh well. I should better get most of it, I think. Yeah, it is. It's little bits like that. God, it's just how, I don't know, how you expected to get in there. I mean, how you meant to paint that Aquila in there, I don't know. Sub-assemblies, I suppose. Yeah, sorry if I'm being a bit quiet. I'm just enjoying it being quiet here. Which I know I end up saying every time I come on here to do one of these live things. But it is nice. Just have a bit of, you know, quiet time, I guess, you know. Doesn't happen often. I can tie that up in a minute. Yeah, I hope you all have a good weekend anyway. I've not really done a huge amount. I barely left the house, actually, saying that. I don't think I left the house at all yesterday. I was looking after I had all 3 kids while my wife was at work, so we just decided we were going to have a day at home. But it was nice, actually. We sort of hung out, played some board games and stuff, and yeah, it was fun. My son is finally getting the control back in his hand. He broke his arm, or completely shattered his elbow. 6-year-old. A couple of weeks back, 3 weeks ago maybe now. And he's finally just sort of getting the control back in his hand. So he's spent most of yesterday sitting playing Minecraft on the Switch, which he's been desperate to do. So yeah, that kept him happy. But to be fair on him, actually, he wasn't sitting on it all day. They were out playing in the garden and stuff. Yeah, so he's only just getting it back, but he'll have it. He's got the cast off in a couple of weeks. Now, he had some more X-rays and stuff the other day, and they seem to think it's all coming back together now. But one of his bones in his arm was just in pieces, completely shattered it on the trampoline of all things. Yeah, trying to do like backflips or something, I think he said. And yeah, came down on his elbow and just, yeah, had to go out there, and with him panicking and just his arm was pointing in the wrong direction. Which, yeah, wasn't funny at the time, but yeah, thinking about it now. But he's fine. He's just got he still can't do that with his thumb. His fingers have, like, it's taken him about however long, 3 weeks to kind of be able to get his fingers back to do that. And he can move his thumb like that, but he can't bring it up here. So he's got a bit of nerve damage in there somewhere, they think. But it's slowly coming back, so I don't think there's anything like permanent, but it's just, yeah, poor kid. 6 years old, just trying to, and then having to have him at the hospital and stuff, and he had to have emergency surgery the next day. So, but he's doing all right. Yeah, so he sort of was very much looking forward to being able to play Minecraft again. But they were doing all right. They didn't actually sit all day just doing all that stuff. The two of them, they're 6 and 5 and 6, or the eldest one's about to be 7, so it's like a gap. But yeah, I ended up going, such a weird thing, but I ended up going out and buying some big lengths of like plastic guttering, for the outside of the house, and like for them, so they could play with it, which sounds like a really weird thing to spend your money on, but it kept them entertained for hours. Like, just we set up ramps for them to drive their cars down, and they were having races with it. And yeah, that was £17 well spent on some plastic gutter for them to play with in the garden, and just, yeah, all the cars driving up and down it. Although I remember loving stuff like that when I was a kid, it's like you end up playing with the box more than the thing that was in it. And I might do the highlights on these barrels and stuff with the airbrush, actually. I think I've probably got enough control to do that without damaging the rest of the paint work. This is not really feasible with it at the moment. We get the first layer of highlights in, and it's sort of, at least that way, it's sort of mimicking all the same as this. That's kind of where it'll look at the moment when it's done. Yeah, all coming together. As I said, I started blocking out some of the metal work on there. I've done the white ready for the glow, but I'm going to do the oil washes and stuff first before I do that. It's kind of got a bit ahead of myself. And yeah, I think having that extra red on the back kind of will just help to finish it off a little bit, actually. I think it won't be quite as just a big block of blue. Should hopefully help to break that up. Let's do one of the smaller guys. Have you got any barrels? No, you don't. Okay, no, don't need to worry about that one then. This one. Yep. And again, I've not glued the track bits onto this one just because I'm going to paint do what I can to paint the tracks separately. And they are attached to sort of the side of the tank, but it'll still be a lot easier to paint them when they're not glued on. And I think I did already say this, but I'll just mention it again. That these are not mine. These tanks, I'm doing them as part of a commission. So if you're interested, you need to go and have a look at Gilded Skull painting. I just do a bit of work there every now and then, but yeah. That's who I'm doing this for. So yeah, unfortunately, these don't belong to me. Because it's a really nice collection. Yeah, these are very fiddly, just getting in these bits here. How long have we got? I'll give it a little bit longer. I'm sure if this banding bit here, if that's actually meant to be part of the barrel, if that's part of... Oh well. I can sort that out later if I decide it's not. Paint it red for the time being. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back over this. Yeah, caught in there. because I sprayed a few different washes and stuff over here to get the weathering on here, and now it's not going to show up on the barrel. So as I said earlier, I should have done that first. Should have painted these in first, but I wasn't really thinking at the time. And that's going to come out as well. Little hair stuck in there. Nothing worse than that. Spent ages painting something and then finally got like a bit of dust or hair or something that's got stuck underneath it. Makes it all a load of texture and stuff whenever you don't want it. Very annoying. Yeah, I think when that extra red bit on the back is done on these barrels, it will help us to finish it off and just tie everything together a bit and just break up all the blue when that's done. Yeah. Let's see. All coming together quite nicely. Pretty happy with them. Where are we now? About an hour. I'm gonna call it a day for the time being, and I might jump back on later if I get the time. But I think I'm gonna have a break because I've been working quite a bit on this afternoon. But yeah, thanks for everybody that did drop in to say hi and has watched. That's really nice. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining me, keeping me company for a bit. Yeah, if I'll try and get on. I'll try and get back on here at some point relatively soon. Just sort of see if I can find the time to do it. Oh, and if you were interested, if anybody is interested in this, in how I've done these aerials, I stuck a video up this morning as well. So feel free to give that a watch. Right, thanks very much. Have a good afternoon, and I'll see you all soon.